What's the difference and what do you need to know if you're thinking about buying a home here in Wall Township? In this video, I'm going to break down everything you need to know and the differences between North and South Wall. If you haven't lived here, you may not even know there is a difference, but once you get to town, you will realize there is a very big difference, and it is extremely important you know exactly what you need to know about the differences from North Wall to South Wall, what living in each area looks like. Again, it's all the same township, a lot of the same schools, but there is a pretty big difference, and you need to know about it if you're considering a move here to Wall. My name is John Natale. I am the owner of Natale Realtors, a real estate company actually here in Wall Township. And in this video, I'm going to break down, like I said, the differences between living in North versus living in South Wall. If you're planning a move to here to Monmouth County, to the Jersey Shore, and especially to Wall Township, all you have to do is go hit that link below for the questionnaire. We will answer whatever questions you guys have. We'll get back to you within 24 hours. So go hit the link if you have any questions at all, or if you're planning a move to, from, or within Wall Township. And make sure you hit the subscribe button and also hit that red bell so you get alerted every single time we drop a video on all the great things about moving here, visiting here, and enjoying life at the Jersey Shore and Monmouth County. Now, in all reality, is it a bitter rivalry between North and South Wall? No, we are all part of the same great township, but there is a different feel between the two areas. There are separate little leagues in the area. North Wall is part of North Wall Little League. South Wall is part of South Wall Little League. So depending where you live, you will not be in the entire town's Little League department. Same thing for elementary schools. There's a variety of different elementary schools. North Wall, depending on where technically you consider North Wall to be, you have Central Elementary, you have West Belmar Elementary, Old Mill Elementary kind of varies between both. Southern Wall has more of Allenwood Elementary. All township kids do go to Wall Middle School after 5th grade. Obviously for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, they go to Wall Middle School altogether. And then Wall High School obviously is one entire township. But a few of the biggest differences have to do with the types of homes you see and also property taxes. In Northern Wall, typically homes could be more affordable. It is typically known as more of like the blue collar area of the town, not in a bad way. It's just always where there's been affordable homes. So that's why the price points could be a little bit lower than Southern Wall, is simply for the fact that there are smaller homes on smaller property sizes in Northern Wall. It is not a bad place to live. It's not filled with crappy people or anything like that. It is a beautiful place to live, but because you actually have some 3-bedroom, 1-bath ranches on a quarter acre, typically the home prices are less in Northern Wall. But also what happens too is your taxes are typically a little lower in Northern Wall. For the similar type price point here in Southern Wall versus Northern Wall, you're probably going to see a little bit lower in taxes there because typically, again, the property size might be a little bit smaller. Now, one of the biggest changes happening for North Wall is the simple fact of, because there are so many of those smaller, affordable homes that might not have even been updated over the last 50 years, a lot of them are actually just getting purchased for the land now and getting knocked down to build new construction. So you were seeing that price point go up pretty dramatically in Northern Wall, where Southern Wall, where typically homes were more spaced out to begin with, property values are obviously just remaining elevated. Northern Wall is dominated by areas kind of off of Belmar Boulevard, Marconi Road, closer to the river, very close to the Parkway, Route 18, where Southern Wall is more of like the Manasquan outskirts. You have some great communities like Manasquan Shores, Manasquan Park, Allenwood. All these different areas are a really, really absolutely stunning place to live, but it has a dramatically different feel than Northern Wall. Again, we're all part of the same great town, but if you take a drive through some of the areas in Northern Wall versus some of the areas of Southern Wall, you will see a pretty drastic difference between the type of town and how it feels. And there's no right or wrong way. It's some people will gravitate towards Northern Wall and some people gravitate towards Southern Wall. And that's why I actually think it's a beautiful thing about the town. We all argue, everybody in New Jersey argues pork roll versus Taylor ham, all these great arguments. But here in Wall Township, at a local level, to see North Wall Little League, South Wall Little League, all the sports are typically, depending, other sports are actually all together, like soccer and all these other sports. But you see some of this rivalry happen. People are really loyal to North Wall and people in Southern Wall are really loyal to Southern Wall. Going back years ago, again, there's been such a dramatic rise in property values, but going back years ago, I think it was more or less Southern Wall was like kind of like the ritzy, la-di-da-ish area of Wall Township, while Northern Wall, again, was more that blue collar, tough, rugged part of Wall Township. Again, I'm very overgeneralizing here, but that's what the trend goes back to. Like if we're back in the 90s. Today, obviously the price point to move into Wall Township has risen so dramatically that everybody just is doing well just to live here. And especially if you are buying a home here, there is no drastic difference in the type of people. Everybody is just a hardworking American. It's a very conservative area, a very conservative town that a lot of people love and enjoy. It has a great small town feel, even though you have some of these different feels to the town, different areas, different schools, all this different little leagues, all this different stuff going on. The town still maintains that small town feel, even though it's a massive town with a lot of people in it. And that's one of the best parts about living here in Wall. But one thing you should know is there is a difference if you are searching in Northern Wall versus Southern Wall, and those are the biggest differences, right? Northern Wall, you typically are more on the Belmar side of things, even kind of Spring Lake-ish, closer to the river. You have smaller property sizes, typically lower taxes, but smaller homes. Again, not every single community, I'm generalizing here. And where Southern Wall, you typically have more property, spaced out, a little bit of a more typical suburban feel with a little bit more air between neighbors, higher price points, higher taxes. That's the typical difference between Northern and Southern Wall. And if you're planning to move here, there is no right or wrong. It is whatever feel you love more, because they are both really great areas of town to live, and so many people we work with look in both areas. But again, if you are looking to move here, definitely go hit that link below and fill out the questionnaire, and we'll get back to you within 24 hours so we can answer whatever questions you have, and maybe even drop a poll for North versus Southern Walls. Drop a comment below if you love Northern Wall, and drop a comment below if you absolutely love Southern Wall.